butt in.
Perfect. Gets it out to O'Connor. Oh, not quite the same wavelength there, Dalhouse. Duncan trying to... bit of Wayne Harms action. And there's a free kick to the Cats. As now. And he's kicked his fourth. And Geelong's 12th in their impressive accuracy.
Who's your favourite player growing up?
Love the way he tapped it back. And you just got to keep the ball alive. And what about the strength of Hawkins to hold his position and not get pushed into the footy? And that was what got him the free kick. The strength of his legs to hold position meant that
Flexing kick away. Hunter. Here's Johannesson pacing hard off half back. This time it's a left foot kick. Beautifully onto the chest of Liberatore. You're not really giving him the benefit of
chance to get the goal straight back.
Which they need. 2-6 for the year for Libba. That'll help.
Great kick.
Right through the middle. Brian Myers relatively quiet tonight. Found a way through and indulged in a bounce. He loves a goal, but he goes for the central option, which was big. Darcy Fort.
Just playing that last line of defence, it has been a real problem for the Bulldogs this year.
So Fort drives the advantage home right through the middle. His second goal and the Cats 13th.
From the moment he came in, we knew he could do some clever things, but he's a good decision maker. He's kicked that to the right spot on the opposite foot. Just give your tall men a chance. Didn't try for the miracle goal. There's a lot to like about the way he goes about his game.
Does the basics really well.
Yeah.
Down to Cam Mooney.
Well, Hutto, as you can probably see, particularly at home on the TV, it's starting to come in a little bit hazy on the screen, a little bit foggy at the moment.
Out on the full, as in it wasn't touched.
Yes, sorry, yeah.
And, oh, mark not completed by Blitzars, and he's given up another goal. So they're saying this is touch for a goal.
He's had a couple of those moments tonight, Blitzars, hasn't he, Rude? Just hasn't quite been sure with his hands tonight.
Yep. He might have got away with this one, though.
Looks touched. Can't see from that angle.
Nothing to overturn it with yet.
At worst, it'll come back to an umpire's call. And it'll be behind anyway. Wouldn't he? Yep.
So they stay with the umpire's call. Mitch Duncan. Been good again. Goes for the numbers. There's plenty of Dogs' hands there, as you can see. Wallace. Hard to capture it cleanly. Brian Myers on a second bite. Gets through, but only so far. Should have been penalised potentially. Ablett's going to kick her off with goal.
So you see Myers gets the ball and tries to break a couple of tackles.
So maybe there's no prior opportunity down there.
Yeah, well, he stepped inside one tackle, so anyway, it ends up with Ablett, and he's good enough to finish, and that's the most important thing. When you get
been an excellent player in his first season for the Bulldogs so far. They've got some width here with Johannesson. He loves the liberty to run and bounce. And a long lead from Wallace into the pocket. The kick hung there for a while, but Wallace good enough. And unusually for Geelong, the defence side, this is one that has to be made for the Bulldogs. And it is. Very clever kick, kept it low and put it through. Smith again for Bontempelli. He just brushed, dismissed Guthrie. Charging through, Marcus Bontempelli. Irresistible. What a player he is.
And we saw him fumble a couple of times earlier in the game, greasy ball. Watch him track this, pick it up cleanly, step, and then realise that he had the pace to break away. He wasn't getting closed down. He didn't have a clear leading option. That's a really good finish.
Tom Stewart had almost looked like he was peeling off to be able to cover the receiver.
Dunkley, Lloyd. Equal numbers at the top of the square. Blitzars gets the first battle. Norton tracks it well. The Bont again. This time his radar. An advantage. You know he can wind up. He gave it to Duncan, who knew not what to do with it. Surely that was holding the ball. Feeding through Guthrie. He shaped the kick, and it comes back on command for a goal.
Accuracy in front of goal. It wins games.
Yeah, it's as important as any stat there is, really, isn't it? Sometimes the most important. Wallace just jammed it on. Playing in front bears fruit for Richards. It's 4 minutes to go in the third. Tui does his thing on the mark. Stared down by young Ed Richards, who puts it right through the middle. And still they come. Hayes to Norton. Blitzar's found a way to deny him. McRae released it to Liberatore. They just stay ahead of the game. Bontempelli, he takes the long shot, the hot shot. Yes!
How good's that?
The Bont is turning it on.
Great contest from Blitzarves. He's had a few areas tonight on the swings, but with the hands here again.
He made a quick decision, Bontempelli. He knew there was nothing ahead, and he knew also.
By boot this time for Norton, well up the ground. He's got Wallace across the field, and he sees him. Blitzarves couldn't close it out. Points. The Bulldogs already have 81. The problem is Geelong have almost reached 100. They've got to take their chances, and Mitch Wallace does. Guides it right through the field, which he ignores in the pocket, which is interesting in its own way. He's got a big fella to aim at in the middle, and Big Abbott, I think it is. And all of a sudden, Geelong really need one. Bulldogs have kicked the last three. Until Ryan Abbott.
Another Abbott.
Puts it through. Dunkley, Lloyd, left foot kick, high ball. Wallace from the side of it hits the turf. He's in position. It's a free kick. Which way?
Patrick, your kick. Just against Mitchell.
He'll go by hand to Duncan. Darcy Fort's got out the back. And he's got the mark or free kick. Crowd hash. Darcy Fort's got 3 goals. Gowers denied that time by Kolachasny. Constable tried to get the hands free. He's gone.
Holding the ball, Western Bulldogs.
Out. Big future ahead. 4 goals, 4 coming in, and we just give him a big pump up.
Just sliced it. Slipped.
Smith, he knew where McLean was. They deal it out from McRae back to Daniel. Left foot kick. We turn our attention to the top of the square. Almost the mark to Hayes. Dunkley just about found a way. Now, is that going to be deliberate?
Has to be.
Yes, it is.
It's a good decision.
The Bulldogs, don't they?
He's only going at 30% by foot. And his goal kicking hasn't been a great feature, but he is a skilled player, and he shows it there. And he's just missed. Up on the ball at the moment, it seems. Smith. Bit of zig and a bit of zag, and along the line to Wallace, and he keeps on coming, getting closer to a tackle or a smother, as it turns out, and then Stewart gives him a little bit more to go on with. Young fella. Norton shows his agility and delivers a beautiful pass for Harry Taylor, who can't take the mark. Blitzarves, they don't want to get it out in the open too much. Pushing it back. The Cats can feel an opportunity here. Kelly for Myers.
You can't help it. Look at the contrast.
Duncan, fully loaded.
A couple of weeks ago, and we've seen him a little bit hobbly all night. We just see him run in the back of there of Fletcher, and he has come off and he's in a fair bit of pain. He's going down into the rooms as we speak.
Kelly. Hawkins found a way to win the ball. Pokes it out for Myers, who gets there.
Back towards goal.
He's got better and better as the game's gone on. He'd love a goal to go with all his hard work, and he puts it right through. And that's a dagger. Pumps it deep. Hawkins starts behind, almost got to the footy. Opportunity for Constable. Ablett's there to the right, and he's going to get it in the end via Parfitt. And he'll kick his second goal, Gaz.
Relentless team, Geelong. They just keep steamrolling. And they've faced a
through the mark to try and accept that. Oh, wow. He should have kicked it to him. A handball to him.
So that efficiency we're speaking of.
Move, it'll bounce. He'll bring it back in. Going to Mr. Invisible. No! It was Gary Rowan. Back to Myers again. Duncan has already kicked 3 goals. Tim Kelly's going to get an opportunity. Charlie Constable to finish it. Wallace sends it high. It'll favour Stewart. Stand and deliver and stand on your feet for Tom Stewart. The widest of smiles as he takes the second best mark of the round.
Have a look at the Cheshire Cat grin on him too.
You should have seen Mark O'Connor. He stood there and applauded for about 10 seconds. It's a good lead. That's a really good leap. Look at him. Have a look at him. He's just stood there clapping, thinking this is so cool.
Unbelievable.
That side-on shot will look good on a poster.
Yeah, so will this bloke. Gary Rowan. Constable versus Wood. He had the toe.
Just had the pace. Oh, he's paid a rush.
Well, he must.
But he was within.
Just pause it there, boys.
Well, this is interesting. Because if you're under pressure...
He must have been just outside
The
was
9
the
metres.
comment.
So on the siren.
He can't play on.
Well,
He can kick around the corner, but he can't play on.
You can take a couple of steps back. But you can't go over your line. You've got to kick from here.
So it's the same action kicking around the corner, but the contact point when you kick it has to be where the mark is.
Let's see if we can work this out. No. I think he's still a bit scared to do it.